So what's the verdict on this question? What was the question?
Oh, so what's the nice thing about dating in your 20s?
For men,
Yeah.
the pool is mint. Quality, top quality. It's
In your
top.
20s?
30s.
In your 30s?
In my 30s, the pool, the dating
Yeah.
pool is just, the women are beautiful, the women are clean, the women, there's just, it's just quality women. But now you feel like you are not really, I feel like I'm auditioning for a role. I'm not being treated as oh, this is Mandla. This is Mandla.
Mandla's Trevors.
Yeah,
That's his other name.
Yeah, that's my other name. And that's what I'm battling with in my 30s of feeling like no,
you're auditioning.
I'm feeling like I'm auditioning and I don't want that. I feel like everything that I'm doing now, it's measured against, will I be a good husband? Will I be a good husband? So everything else is used to project what the future is. So you can't be yourself now. You have to. If today I'm struggling with petrol, therefore what kind of a husband is he going to be? So, exactly. So if I'm struggling at this and this is he going to be able to take care of the family? You see, everything else is not treated as just a struggle. It's treated as you are going to be a bad person in the future. You're going to be a bad husband. You are not going to be a good enough husband.
I think that's unnecessary.
It's unfair, but I'm saying that's where it is.
Yeah.
Women somehow feel like, I won't say, like I don't have a problem with generalizing, but a lot of women that I've dated,
I must say, I get what you're saying. I must say, the one thing that has changed for me in my 30s, in terms of how I look at like a potential person or whatever, even like younger me was like into like artists, you know, bro. Like nothing stable, man. You're the freelancer. Yeah, now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, you don't have a stable job.
See, now that's the problem. As a guy, you feel like I must have A, B, and C. I must go look at the list. I must have a stable job. I must have my own place. I must have my own car. I must have savings. I must have all these things.
Yeah.
You feel like after you've ticked this person, they literally it can be anybody. It can be another guy who has the same things. I'll still make a decision about them. It's not,
which some people do.
You see, so it's you don't feel like you're wanted.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I want. I feel like I become just a piece of the puzzle that needs to fit in.
See, I hear you, but I think one thing for me that always overpowers every other thing, I'm a person that believes in, if you're gonna be with someone, the passion that you have for that person needs to outweigh everything else. So that person needs to be able to set your heart on fire. If they don't set your heart on fire, then don't marry them. Don't even be with them.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah?
Why are you using such a romantic language?
It's not.
You're using very.
It's not. I'm just
like, what does it look like? What when someone says to
you feel it. I'm a very you must feel things person.
Romanticism. That's what it's called.
No.
Romanticism. Feelings should somehow be at the core of our decision making. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong. And then there's
no, feeling. For me, feeling.
And you use very poetic language like passion, set your heart on fire. That's what actually informed or started this whole. Remember, in the olden days, love it was mating for love wasn't a thing. It was about consolidating resources. It was an agreement between families. And that.
Yeah.
But then I think apparently in the 16th century, that and what changed that kind of way we view marriage and love was poetry. This is why we use poetic language to describe love. Very poetic. It's must passion. It must move me. It must get butterflies. It's very So anyway,
man,
so I'm not saying you are wrong. I'm just saying that is.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And for me, at my big age, I still think like that.
Yeah.
You can be like a good guy and you tick all the boxes if there's no passion. Nah.
So what what does passion look like? How does it manifest in everyday life?
Ish, man, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, man, you must first of all be attracted to the person, right?
Yes.
There must be like an attraction, and that person must just, man, man, you know, feel something inside.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously, like, even if you start something like that, you're gonna have to work to keep it going and whatever. I get that. Mara, like, man, I must feel like I'm having temporary insanity. Like, you know?
Borderline obsession.
No.
She wants to be crazy, basically.
No, but like, man.
Yeah, no, I just
Imagine.
having lived long.
Having lived long.
Yeah, having dated, I'm at that stage. I'm like, what would constitute love? What is that when I said I don't feel loved, what do I feel like? What is it? Is it attraction? Because I've met a lot of people that I'm attracted to.
It's not just attraction.
Like, so I'm trying to find this elusive.
It's not just
feeling that we it's an elusive feeling that we call it love, we call it passion, but it's a very nondescript. It doesn't. We don't know what it looks like.
No, you know what, Nick?
We don't know how it manifests and what it is.
What I'm saying is a person.
How is a passion? How is desire and a passion? How are they different?
How is
passion and desire? How are they? Is it just those are
man,
intertwined? Is it?
You know. Man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we're getting derailed. This is another conversation for another
It is. Mara, guys.
Yeah.
You know, you must feel. Imagine living the rest of your life with someone that doesn't. Man.
But we all know that these feelings don't stay forever.
No, they don't. And also.
No, not that they don't stay forever. We get over what we call the novelty dies down. The novelty trust me, the novelty dies down.
It shouldn't.
The person you see every day, the person, when you start burdening the relationship with kids,
burdening.
Yeah, no, I'm
the things you say.
Yeah, that's very negative language. But when
burdening.
When the relationship,
are you sure you want to have kids?
When you add kids, when you add bills to be paid, when you add.
I get all of that.
When you add these things, I'm not saying it does, but you have to deal with these things together.
Yes.
And I'm telling you that it's different.
Joe, passion is important. Even when we fight, you must fight passion.
Let's have this conversation after 3 years. But
guys, Naki had a good guy. My niece is still very angry with me because I didn't feel the passion. Take the boxes and Mara. Passion. Nambora. What's your biggest fear in dating?
I think I've mentioned it. Dating someone who just I'm practical to be around. Like someone that chooses me because I'm very I make sense. Oh, I don't want to be chosen because it makes sense. But
guys, yes, I get you.
Because it makes sense. Because it's because he's got it. I'm not saying I have a good job. I'm just putting it out there. He ticks the boxes.
My ex-husband married me because I made sense.
You see, he's. You see, so that's my fear, that I'm sitting here with someone that I'm so in love with them, but they're like comparing everyone else. I'm the best option, but yeah, they said that as like, I compare with everyone else. You're probably the best option, but I'm not. I feel like everything is done just to keep the relationship working. It's not. This is care for Mandla. This is how they feel about Mandla. This is
literally just the thought makes my stomach turn.
So that's also my fear in my age. I don't want to date someone.
But then how would you know? See?
No, and that's the thing. It's one of those very You know, like I've been in love. In my 30s, I was in love with someone, and I knew that I was in love with that person.
Yeah.
There was absolutely nothing. I first day I saw them, and I was like, that is my wife.
And then
I said, that is my wife. The intention was to make it last, but it didn't last because I felt like there were things happen in the relationship. They happen in the relationship, but I know that I'm capable to love, and I'm capable of being very decisive about someone. So I've gotten to that point that I know myself as a lover. I know what kind of a lover I am, but I'm afraid of maybe getting something similar to what I've had before, where you just make sense, where there's sitting down is like my friend, I don't know what to say. Like he's okay. Like King, friend, like I have nothing. He ticks all the boxes, and where he isn't, he's very aware where he is lacking, and he's working towards. Yeah, so he makes sense. Like he would make a good husband. I don't want that. I want someone who's saying
passion.
I want this person. You see, I don't want that. I don't want to use that language. I don't want to use that language, but I want someone who's very decisive about me.
Yes, okay.
Decisive.
That chooses you and keeps choosing.
Yeah, that chooses me. That would make this decision about me. That I don't feel like I have to be I don't have to be a provider. Like some days I'm like, yo, bravs. And I don't feel like my masculinity is being, like I feel like I'm always having to fight to keep my masculinity. I must feel like I must fight to always be the type of guy that she wants. Yeah. I don't feel like I can't be Mandla and be loved for Mandla. You see, so
that'd be the worst kind.
That is the worst kind of love, and that's why maybe I try not to subject anyone to ticking boxes. Yeah. If I like, for me, like, yes, would you prefer someone with or without a child? If I had someone who had a child and someone who did not have a child, which one would I pick? I'd pick the one I love the most. That's how I make my decision. I'd choose the one I love the most. It doesn't matter whether. So choose the one without the child. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would like, okay, cool. Who do you love the most here? Yeah. If I love, whether the relationship works out or not, it doesn't. I would love for it to end up and work out, but I'd love to make a decision that I'm comfortable with, and I don't want people to feel like this is a burden, a child is a burden. And for me, it's not. It's not. Okay. I would love to have a setup where there is no child, but I'm not obsessed with.
You're not obsessed.
I'm not obsessed with it. If someone comes and I love and has a child, we're getting married, that baby's gonna be mine. I'm doing that.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. No, listen. Hectic chats, heavy chats. My biggest fear in dating is the heartbreak.
Oh, those ones are change. Oh. No. You know that heartbreak that is so heavy that the blankets are heavy. That you are sleeping, but you can't pull the blankets. You feel like the blankets are sleeping on top of you. You are like they are a burden. You wake up at 2 a.m. You're like, yeah. Mom. I know you like, Yeah,
you just said it like this.
I know heartbreak. I know heartbreak. Yo.
I guess heartbreaking.
I know it's painful.
Yo, like honestly, it's not for me. It's not the falling in love. What always scares me, even if I like someone, what scares me the most about liking that person is the thought
that it might end
in heartbreak. Yeah,
that's you know, Dk1original wrote a song and says, when we love, we place ourselves in harm's way. Once you love, just know you're in the firing line.
Yo. Guys.
And I wish the design was different, but it isn't.
Yeah.
It's just how things are.
Yeah, honestly. And honest to God, I've probably messed up so many good things because of fear.
Yeah.
Because
not been given the spirit of fear.
Yeah. I'm Zarani Aume.
You've been given the spirit of a sound mind.
There's no sound mind when it comes to dating.
There is a sound mind. You can make a logical decision, but that are still.
But honestly, for me, that's the only thing that like really like terrifies me. Mm-hmm. Like it's still in Chigadi one, Mara, yo. That. Do you know heartbreak, Mara?
I know heartbreak.
Yeah.
I'm 33. I've had.
Yay. Gary, you don't wanna eat, Baba. You can't get out of bed.
No, I ate. I slept.
You ate.
One thing that I did was, it never messed up my sleeping patterns. I slept, but I remember.
I can't sleep.
Yeah, no, I remember I was coming. I felt the heartbreak. I was coming back from Tanzania. I traveled to Tanzania. I came back on Thursday night. Friday I went to work. And I was listening to the radio and someone with her name called. Yeah. And I thought I heard her. And I went to the bathroom and I was like,
yeah.
A good 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I felt it. I was like, this is the height.
Yeah.
This is the height of heartbreak.
Yeah. When you do things like, do you understand?
Do you even know when you have to pray to get over that someone? Your heart has not been broken. I went to God and I was like, God, I love this person, but I can't do it. I can't carry this love alone. Can you just take it?
Trevor, on your knees,
begging
for another human. Hey, guys, heartbreaking. Yeah, because I didn't sleep for a week. I had to get sleeping tablets.
That's grieving. It's when it hits you different grief. Grief hits you.
Heartbreaking.
And then it's like
you can be within people.
And it's like
and all of a sudden sir.
Yeah.
Yo, Father, please. I don't want to go through that again.
I think I'd be able to handle. The one thing I cannot handle is also my fear is getting married, getting divorced.
Yo.
That is also a fear. That is, especially when you have kids involved. Like, I don't care about
I can't even
adults.
You know what? As someone who's gone through it, I can't even imagine it if you have kids. Because in itself already is difficult. Like,
entire life changes.
Dude, like, So, you guys, hasn't.
Yeah.
Yay. Me, that's yay. Okay, lessons that changed your life.
Lessons, I think there's an old saying by the Chinese. They say, lessons without blood are soon forgotten. Lessons without blood are soon forgotten. Lessons that come with blood. There must be a shedding of blood. That one, you feel it. that one changes. I think it was. What changed me was my other ex when I broke up with her, and I saw the grief in her eyes. I saw the pain in her eyes. And I was like, I don't want to do this again. Maybe it was a relationship that had to end, but in that process of ending the relationship, I was not very kind. I was unkind, and that's what something I wish I had. I could have been more kinder in relationships that were ending, because we lose that. We feel like we must be very cold just to drive the message across that I don't want you anymore. I don't want to be here. So people tend to be extremely cold. They can't tap into, this person deserves my kindness.
That is a different kind of pain though, because I kind of felt like when my marriage ended, my ex became like that.
Yeah, it's something I wish someone had told me. I had seen it somewhere.
Yeah.
That perhaps when a relationship ends, there's no need.
Try be kind.
Be kind, please. Because she wanted answers. I mean, I was in a very, I wasn't in a very healthy, I wouldn't say healthy space or stuff, but I felt like, no, this relationship probably isn't gonna work out, and I started sabotaging the relationship. Basically, you start doing the bare minimums to sabotage and make it end, and you become very kind and unkind. You become less compassionate. You become very cold, and that for me, it wasn't. It was ending in that relationship when I saw her cry, when I saw her looking for answers, and I couldn't give her answers. I was like, perhaps you ought to be a lot better. You ought to do better.
And I think it's a different kind of pain because nothing makes sense.
It doesn't.
And you literally try to make sense of it for the longest time, and it just doesn't make sense, right? And for me, honestly, it took even getting into therapy to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, your shame. Like, one thing that you must always understand is sometimes you're not gonna get the closure that you need.
You're not. There's never ever going to be a good enough reason to lose the one that you love.
Yeah.
They can never be a good enough reason. So in my last breakup, I was able to handle it very, very kindly. I believe I was being kind. She tried, but I didn't try to look for answers, because I was like, I don't think there's an answer that would make me happy. So you need to get to that point as well. You're like, I love this person, but I don't think there's an answer that could warrant saying, okay, I had to end this relationship.
Which brings me to my biggest fear.
So you can't. So you must. So you must be very kind in your breakups. You must be very. We feel like we have to cut off. We use even such very strong language. Cut him off. Cut him off, because but it doesn't work like that. So it's one lesson I learned, as I entered my 30s, that this is it. And
be more kind.
Be more kind, even to the people that maybe you are in a situationship or some type of thing, and then people catch feelings. You ought to also be very, very, very kind in that. You need to take people's feelings seriously. Take them seriously. Take people's feelings seriously. We feel like because we're not committed to anything, we're like, we can say whatever, we can do whatever. No one is accountable. So you must.
I think I agree with what you're saying, because at the end of the day, you have to realize that person is gonna carry that hurt for a long time.
It's a reality.
So you want to try and make it as pleasant. I don't know if pleasant is.
I don't have the right word of what you ought to make it feel like, but I don't have the right words to say. We need to make the breakup pleasant.
But just be kind. But I believe that in general, and I think for me, it's just something that you must even try to be in life in general, you know. And it's something that I'm learning and working on in all my relationships, my friendships, my whatever. Just be kind and be empathetic and be very present. But just be very kind to people. Like, always think to yourself, would I be happy with the way that I'm treating this situation? Would I be happy with the way that I'm responding to the situation? Would I be happy with the way that I'm responding? And one thing that I'm also working on now is, even when you're listening to people, to be very present in when you are listening. Like, you know, I learned that I used to be very dismissive in the way I listened. You know, like, you listen to people just so that you can say, I've listened.
You're waiting for your turn to speak. You're just waiting them to finish.
Yes, exactly. So I'm becoming more aware of, like, you know, but be very kind to people. And for me, that's just like some of the lessons that I've learned in just in general in life. Be kind to every single person that you come across. Be warm. Like, you know, they always say that the first few minutes when you meet somebody, like, you must be like very warm and whatever. Like, I think that I used to be a jerk. Like, I used to be a terrible human being, right? And it took Corona, is that you? But you know, like, and for me, unfortunately, it took being at the bottom to learn it. Do you get what I'm saying?
I wish it didn't have to. I wish the lesson was dished out in a far better way. Yes.
But you know, it's just,
there's no curriculum.
Hey man, it's taking this life thing. But you know, because I grew up very spoiled. I'm still very spoiled. Yes. I grew up very spoiled. So the way I grew up was that I felt entitled to things. And so I treated people that way. It's terrible. I sometimes cringe when I think about the stuff that I did to people. I'm like, oh my gosh, DK. That's terrible. Like, I wish I could somehow go back to everybody and be like, I am so sorry.
Actually, you should.
The people that I'm in connection with that I have, you know, I try my best to just be like, I'm so sorry. I was terrible to you. I'm sorry. And I try to fix it. And then there's some people who will not even take my calls because they're just like, you're the devil. I'm like, you know, I'm sorry. No, really. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I just keep it moving. But be kind to people, be empathetic, just be a good person. It doesn't hurt to be a good person. It doesn't hurt to be kind. It doesn't hurt to be soft. And also another big lesson, here's the biggest lesson I learned. regardless of how badly hurt you are, never let your heart become hard.
Don't let life harden your heart.
Yes.
Try not to. I know it's hard.
Yeah, try not to.
I know
Like
it's very, very, very easy.
Yeah.
And we see it a lot when people are going through stuff and then you go and ask for advice, and people can be very dismissive, and there's like, you're not the first one it has happened to, you're not the last one. That is a sign that your heart has been very hardened. You are because something has happened so many, it doesn't make my pain less. So that is a very important thing, that you don't always make sure that those virtues are kept intact. Yes, you can reflect on the pain and say, but
don't become hard.
Don't become hard.
Don't become hard. Keep your heart soft.
Yes.
Always. Anyway, guys, we have come to the end of this video.
Indeed.
I'm probably gonna break this up into 2 parts because we've been talking.
Yes.
But anyway, please let me know in the comment section down below what are some of the things that you agree with, that you don't agree with. Let me know, spill the tea now and tell us what is it that you think. And you can find Trevor are you on the socials?
Yes, I'm on Twitter.
You're on Twitter?
It's Trevor Bravo. It's TREVORBRAVO. Yeah, that's Trevor Bravo.
Okay.
That's on Twitter.
I'll
probably this is the bottom of the screen.
I'll link it down below, and I'll also link the link in the description box if you wanna follow him. Is that the only social you're on?
Yeah, Facebook now. I am on Facebook, but nah, guys. Facebook is a very personal thing, honestly. Facebook is a very personal thing. Like,
maybe for me it's because I have a page. I have
my
personal
now you have
thing.
a page. Nah, I don't. Facebook is. I even use a different name, but I've still under 1,000 friends. So I try to keep it much more very personal. Twitter is where I share everything.
Okay, are you on Instagram?
Yeah, but I'm not that handsome, so. No, so Insta, no, I post 1 picture every 3 months. So
Hi!
Yes.
Okay, I will.
No, Instagram wants you to have clothes. You must have, like, your wardrobe must be
Such
proper.
Misconceptions. I don't believe that to be true.
What?
Anyway, I will link his Instagram in the description box as well. And you guys can decide whether you want to follow or not follow. Alright? Okay, cool. And you know where you can find me, Dk1original, across the board, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm active on all 3. And make sure that you subscribe. Guys, we are so close to 1K.
What happens after you get to 1K?
I don't know.
Just attack it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, yeah.
No, don't worry, you'll get 1K after this.
Alza! Yes!
I've blessed
Umandla. Umlethela. 1K subscribers. Mbong. Alright, so yeah. You must tell your people to watch and subscribe.
Yeah.
Alright, so you know where to find me, Dk1original, across the board, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Make sure that you're interactive in the comment section down below. Guys, Umjolo, surviving Umjolo. We are gonna get better, guys. We are gonna win at this thing. Eventually. I don't know when, but eventually, Until next time, I love you all so very much. Bye.
Bye.